Hello and welcome to a Draft House Diary for Wednesday. I think it's raining. Hi, and welcome to a Draft House Diary for Wednesday, July 26th, 2023, when we came out here to the Alamo Draft House at Littleton's Aspen Grove to see Oppenheimer. And we saw Oppenheimer in 35mm. I'm not going to say a whole lot about that format until I've also seen it in the 4K digital projection so I can compare the two. So for now, we're just going to talk about the movie itself and about our visit to the theater. And joining me once again is Ian Porter, my co-host on the IMMP podcast.
We're going to have to do this fast, or we're going to have to wait till like 5:50 in the morning when the storm breaks.
Yeah, I think this will be a brief one because it has started raining.
Yes.
So Ian, first impressions of the movie.
That is a wildly interesting, a wildly deep in many ways, and a intentionally at times uncomfortable but effective movie. It is excellent in getting you to feel with the emotions of the characters through its sound and visual. There are times when the character is being overwhelmed, and it can be overwhelming for you as well. I found some of the noises and bass just rumbled me in my core, but I can't fault it for doing that to me because it was making a point with it. And that's powerful.
I did find the sound design, it was brilliant. It was sometimes distracting. I found that with the score as well.
Yes.
Occasionally it overpowered the scene, it overpowered the dialogue, and it was a bit too much, though, again, a brilliantly written score. In general, very powerful movie. It deals with so many of the same themes that Christopher Nolan deals with repeatedly, which involve time and the way stories interweave with time. And sometimes he does that very explicitly, like with Tenet. Sometimes he does that with the way he chooses to structure the story. In this, he did structure the story by interweaving what I'll call the main storyline, which is about the Manhattan Project and Oppenheimer's direction of that project to develop the atomic bomb, and the things that happened afterward, involving a hearing regarding Oppenheimer's security clearance, which was essentially a trial about his loyalty and his ability to continue with his security clearance, and also the congressional hearing, the Senate hearing, about the confirmation of Louis Strauss. It's played by Robert Downey Jr. He was up for, I believe, Secretary of Commerce, and his career was interwoven with that of Oppenheimer in the years following World War II. I don't want to give too much away about the story, but I found early on there was a little bit too much cross-cutting between these two timelines. It was a little bit too disjointed. After a little while, either I got used to it or it settled down into a more understandable pattern of back and forth in these timelines. So for the majority of the movie, it worked extremely well. Just a little jarring at the beginning.
In many ways, I'm going to use the metaphor that I'm surprised the movie never did. It is structured very much like nuclear fission. You see a thing, and a piece of information of that leads into the next thing. And until enough of those pieces are moving in the same direction that you can get into the flow of that movie and that story it's trying to tell you, and you can bounce from moment to moment in time and see how they're connected, it's gonna be jarring. And when it finally comes to a head and all of it happens fast, it happens loud, and it finishes with a large amount of conclusion, but also ambiguity in a weird mix in terms of who is where at what point at the very end.
And in terms of the raw material that went into this edit, since mostly we've been talking about the final edit of the movie, the raw material that went into it, as usual, top-notch. Tremendous performances, but given the cast and given Nolan's ability to work with a cast and get these kind of performances out of actors, no surprise there, but it definitely paid off. Similarly with the screenplay, a powerful story, well-written scenes assembled into this larger story in this interesting convoluted way. I think we're going to speed this up because it is raining now, but for the rest of our visit to the Alamo, the pre-show was kind of predictable. Lots of things, lots of mid-century things about the culture, the way that the atomic bomb impacted the culture, duck and cover drills.
Yeah, have you seen
and
the duck and cover PSA? You're gonna. It's there. And you kind of would miss it if it wasn't.
A lot of clips credited to the Atomic Cafe, which was one of these assembled documentaries in the early 80s about the culture post-atomic bomb.
And some clips of actual Oppenheimer himself talking.
Yes, there was that, and a bunch of odd music videos involving the atomic bomb and rappers and breakdancers taking the controversial position that nuclear war would be bad. But
Womp.
it all came down to a good, if predictable, pre-show.
Yeah.
For food, I tried to get the avocado chicken salad sandwich, which is on their limited time menu. They were out. It's been a busy few days between Oppenheimer and Barbie. So instead I got the chicken tenders, and as usual, they were good. And what did you have, Ian?
I got the Brussels sprout pizza, which is always pretty excellent. I also tried their, I can't remember the name of it, their pineapple and strawberry shake, which was not bad, but I didn't taste...
To serve and to fizz.
That's it. To serve and to fizz, which was an excellent shake. I love the pineapple strawberry combo. It was very banana split without the banana-esque in that sense. But I admit, I didn't taste a lot of the hot honey or the other things they make a point of the topping being.
All in all, a good visit to the Alamo. The staff was good, though it was a very crowded screening. They still handled it very well. Thank you very much for watching. I think I'm going to get us and this camera out of the rain now, but I'll be back with more Draft House Diaries, and in the meantime, enjoy your movies, and when you do, stay till the end of the credits and stay out of the rain.